it's on site for them. That is a couple that I'd throw hands with. Welcome back. Yes, you're welcome. Not only are you welcome back, but you're also welcome because it's me, here, in video format, for your viewing pleasure, you know? Crazy how that works. I guess you could say I'm better. Yeah, I'm better, guys. No, you could say that, you know, I've healed physically, but part of me also thinks that's not true, because, like, why am I still coughing? You know, why does my throat still hurt? And not always, just, like, in the morning and right before I go to bed. So walk me through that. So yeah, update number 1. I'm not sick anymore. Debatably. TikTok is not banned. Let's just throw that one out there, because crazy work, truly. I think it was like 13 and a half hours that TikTok was unavailable for. And I even had a stream saying goodbye to TikTok, because that's how seriously I took it. And, you know, that's kind of embarrassing. Really, really embarrassing. But I guess, you know, I was kind of in denial the whole time that TikTok was just not going to get banned, and then it didn't. So, call me psychic or something. But no, like, that's kind of embarrassing. Also, if you were an at all the influencers, if you were an influencer on TikTok, and in what you thought were its final moments, you started confessing some absolutely batshit crazy stuff, I just want to talk. Because, like, even though America wouldn't have had access to it, other people would still see that. You realize that, right? You realize that. And you had, like, other social media. You realize that, right? Do you realize that? Because that was crazy, I fear. Kind of on the lower end of crazy, but still kind of crazy. Because I'm on a lot of, like, fitness influencer TikTok. And not only did quite a few, from what I understand, female fitness influencers admit to having a BBL, which, it's one thing to have a BBL and be completely honest about that, and a whole other thing to have a BBL and tell people that your ass looks like that because you work out. So, not looking good. The other one was not exactly a BBL situation, but fitness influencers of all types coming out and saying that they never did their workouts. All the workouts they posted, they just, like, don't actually do those. Which is crazy. Which, I feel like in a way, it's kind of a good thing, right? Because it's like, don't believe everything you see on the internet. But at the same time, it's like, okay. I have my, like, 2 comfort fitness influencers. And you're gonna have to rip them from my cold, dead hands, because if I find out they have a BBL, I'm gonna lose my mind. Anyway, so yeah, TikTok's still around. I'm still gonna be posting stuff, probably. Now that we're canceling all the former influencers, let's just stick me up there. Don't cancel me. That's not what I meant. I just think, you know, this is an opportunity for other influencers to step up and take their place. Cooler, better people. So, you know, get on that. I'll get on that. You guys get on that too. Follow me on TikTok. That's what I'm getting at. Follow me on TikTok. Anyway. A couple other updates for you. Yeah, I did buy a set of juggling balls. They're pink and black. They're really cute. In fact, I think they're on my porch at the moment. I did not go and get them after they got delivered because I forgot. And just kind of remembered a couple minutes ago when I wrote in my notes, update, I bought juggling balls. So yeah, eventually I'll go get those. Maybe I'll test them out. Maybe I'll juggle on here at one point. Maybe I'll do a 12-hour stream of me learning how to juggle. Probably not. But yeah, I just, update. I'm working towards my goals, okay? Hold me accountable. I'm working towards my goals. Do you see my bangs? They're growing out, okay? Do you see them? I am massaging my head every night. I'm putting the oil on my scalp once a week. I'm using a bamboo brush to stimulate my scalp. I'm oiling my ends to make them nice because they're not nice. So yeah, I'm trying. Okay. I'm trying. What were my other ones? I don't remember. Oh, I had an actual clown follow me back on TikTok though. So I feel like that is kind of a step in the right direction for, becoming a clown myself. That's kind of cool. I feel like I'd really like to learn to ride a unicycle, but I don't know where I'm going to get one. I also have like a sneaking suspicion that unicycles are way more expensive than they should be. So we'll see. We'll see. Juggling is for sure happening. Unicycle's up in the air. That might be later on in the program. So now let's get to the meat, the heart of this episode. Okay. Because the real thing I want to talk about tonight is, and this is a topic that I feel really interests me. I love this topic. I love to talk about this. And it's media, okay, let me start over. It's couples in media. I don't care what kind of media it is, TV, movie, whatever. Couples in media. And I have my favorites. I have my least favorites. I have my they should have been a couple, but they're not. They should never have been a couple, but somehow they are. Okay? I have thought through it all. And how would I describe, why I'm able to rank these? Let's see. I've watched a lot of TV in my time. I've watched a lot of movies in my time. Read a lot of books, because that's still media, I think. Read a lot of books in my time. Read a lot of relationship books in my time. Now, I'm not going to get into details about why I feel I'm qualified to make this list, but let me put it this way, okay? I've read a lot of books. I've read a lot of material, okay? I've watched a lot of videos. So let's get into it. Now, this is an ongoing list. I have a disclaimer. This is an ongoing list because this is a thing I imagine I would like to do kind of consistently, is that whenever I think of a new couple, I'll throw them out there and I'll tell you about it. And you can tell me, too, what about this couple? What did you think of this couple? And I can tell you about them, too. So, I think that'd be kind of fun. So, let's get into it. This should come as no surprise. At the very tippy top, number one on my list, Morticia and Gomez from the Addams Family. In pretty much every iteration of the Addams Family. Now, I didn't care for the Wednesday interpretation. I didn't love it. But did I still feel like it was Morticia and Gomez? For the most part, yes. Like, I can't deny that. Just because I didn't love it, I felt like it was a little teeny bopper compared to, like, the Addams Family movies, doesn't make it a bad thing. So, yes, top of my list, Morticia and Gomez. The most supportive parents in media, like, by an insane degree. They are just, like, not only are they great spouses, they are a fantastic parental unit. They support each other's hobbies. They support their kids' hobbies. As weird as, obviously, because it's the Addams Family, like, they're supposed to be weird, right? And as weird as the hobbies might be to us, like, they support the hobbies, right? And, yeah, just incredibly supportive. They take time out of their days to, like, pay attention to each other, pay attention to their kids. They're present for their children. Their children are clearly unconditionally loved. And each other, like, unconditional love, obviously. Devoted and loyal. That is how I would describe Morticia and Gomez. Borderline, dare I say, obsessed with each other. Ooh, I love that energy. It's so good. It's so... Go watch The Addams Family if you haven't in a while. Like, the original... I guess not the original, like, old one, but, like, the movies. Go watch them. Because they're really good. They're even, like, accepting of other people outside of their their sphere and their culture. And anyway, okay, it's whatever. I could talk about it all day. Go watch the movies if you haven't seen them in a minute. They're top of my list. I think they are the most fantastic, loving spouses and parents you could ask for. Moving on. Now, again, these are still my favorite media couples. So this one might be a little out there. And I think a good majority of people will not know what show I'm talking about when I talk about this. But Shoresy and Laura from Shoresy, I adore them. Their chemistry is so palpable, and they joke around with each other, and she's clearly like a strong woman, and they're both like strong personality types, but they get along and they let each other be strong people, and their relationship isn't like the only thing that keeps them up. It's not like the main crutch of the show. It's not the main crutch of their personalities. It's just really well done, especially for a comedy like that, where they could have just kind of written off the relationships, made them kind of like they could have done that, but they didn't. And they could have made Shoresy a jock and an asshole, and they didn't. And so I think the show's really good if you haven't seen it. But I started watching it for Shoresy and Laura because I saw clips of it and I was like, I have to know what that's about. I have to watch that relationship. There's a scene in particular where he's like, oh, I'd be so good, Dia. I'd be so good, Dia. You'd wake up and there I'd be being good, Dia. And it's just like, you're like, damn, yeah. I don't care. Some people might be like, oh, that's simp behavior. No. That is devoted man behavior, and I'm here for it. Love me a devoted man. That's all I'm going to say. Moving on. Jake and Amy, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. This is a couple that has been on my list for years, like probably since I first watched the show when it first started airing. I've adored this couple. I feel like they are fantastically written. They're slow burn enough that you feel the tension and you feel the chemistry, but not too slow burn that you lose interest in the show, because the show's a comedy and, whatnot, moves kind of at a faster pace on its own. They're again, I think like Morticia and Gomez, loyal and obsessed with each other in a healthy way. They're quirky in their own ways, and their quirks overlap, and it makes their chemistry so fun to watch. And also, like, I think part of the reason I really enjoy Jake and Amy in particular is that there are very few TV couples where there isn't a cheating scandal, or, they fall out of love, or like whatever it is. Jake and Amy consistently are each other's biggest fans throughout the show. They never break up, and even when they go through like hardships, they're still a team, and it's obvious that they're still a team. And I just really enjoy that kind of representation in media, because Brooklyn Nine-Nine did a really good job of keeping the show interesting without jeopardizing what is essentially the core relationship of the show, which was Jake and Amy. So I really enjoyed that. Really, really, really enjoy that. And their chemistry's off the charts. I just think they're fun to watch. At the end of the day, it's a good time. Now, this is what I could talk about for hours, so I'm going to stick to my notes. Okay, I'm going to stick to my notes. Last but not least on my list today for favorite media couples, Darcy and Elizabeth. Yeah. If you know me, you know they're on this list, because bring back yearning. Bring back men who pine and yearn for their women, because I love a Darcy and Elizabeth romance. Honestly, in almost every iteration, I have adored this romance. Granted, I do feel like the Keira Knightley movie, Pride and Prejudice, is the one that nails the Darcy best, in my personal opinion. I know other people are going to disagree with that, but he has the awkwardness in that movie that is palpable in the book and is necessary for Darcy's character. So, yes, but any iteration, really, you watch any iteration and you know what I'm talking about. Specifically, and I'm going to say this, it's written in all caps here. He changes for her. He changes for the better for her. Now, I'm going to take a step back here. Because what I didn't say is, well, if you want to be in a relationship, you should change everything about yourself. No. No. Okay. What I am saying is that in the book, in the movie, in the show, whatever, he approaches her with a proposal and says, here are all the reasons why you're wrong for me. I can't help it. I love you anyway. Please marry me. And she says, no, bitch. No. Why would I do that? You're selfish. You're arrogant. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. And he takes that to heart and he says, oh, maybe I am all those things. Huh. And he looks inwardly. He looks inward at himself and he goes, yeah, actually, you know what? I think she might have had a point. And he doesn't get offended. And he changes for her for the better. And she changes too. Let's not get it twisted. But we're talking about a woman who is below his rank at this time period saying, no, I won't marry you, even though you're the richest man I've ever met, probably the only opportunity I'll ever have to marry as rich as you. And I'm not going to do it because you insulted me. I'm not going to do that. And he could have, being one of the richest men in the area at that time, right, could have said, oh, well, I could have anyone I want. But he doesn't. He says, I want her and she's right. And I should be a better person for her. And he does. And again, she changes too. Both of them have changed by the end of the story. I want to preface that. I'm not sitting here and being like, oh, well, the man always has to change. You should change your man if you want him to be good. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that they both change for the better for each other to make their relationship work. And that is partly why Elizabeth falls in love with him in the first place. Just saying. Anyway, I could talk about them for hours. If you know me, you know that I am obsessed with Pride and Prejudice. In every format, I eat it up every time. Just saying. Oh, speaking of, an overlooked Jane Austen adaptation, Pride and Prejudice, more or less adaptation, that is really good is Austenland, and you should go watch it. Just saying. I feel like this podcast is a lot of just, you should go do this. Go watch this. Go read this. Whatever. This one's a bonus because technically they're not an official couple. And not only that, I'm pretty sure like producers and whatnot and writers and whatnot came out about the show and was like, there's no romantic tension there. You guys are reading into it. They were never meant to be a couple. They're definitely not a couple. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. And it's Dean and Castiel from Supernatural. And I don't care what anyone says. Yeah, they should have been a couple, actually. Because, and this might be biased because I was a big Supernatural person during like my Tumblr days. But to put it into perspective, let me walk you through this if you haven't seen the show. Spoilers. Castiel is an angel. Dean's a human. And Castiel literally falls from grace for Dean. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying? You're going to hear that, and you're going to watch 18... Once again, I think I should have Googled. I don't know how many seasons were of this show. I know I watched them all more than once, though. You're going to tell me that I watched all of those episodes, hundreds and hundreds of episodes, and you're going to tell me there's nothing romantic about that? Nothing? That was all platonic? Driving me insane. That has driven me insane since, like, for years now. Since Supernatural was, like, first a thing. Ugh. I guess not first a thing, since Castiel didn't come into, like, season 4 or 5? So probably since then, it's driven me crazy. Moving on. Alright, least favorite couples. This one... this one came to mind immediately. Because I remember sitting in the theater, really trying to process what I was seeing. And it's Captain America and Peggy's daughter, Peggy Carter, his original love interest from the first Captain America movie. So, yeah, it's him and her, not Peggy, the granddaughter. And that's crazy, because when Steve goes back in time in, like, Infinity War or whatever and chooses to stay there to be with Peggy, does she know that you were fucking her granddaughter? Does she know? And also, isn't the timeline all, like, messed up at that point? Is that your granddaughter now? Is Sharon actually your granddaughter now? I feel like that was one of the most fucked up things Marvel has done. And they've done a lot of weird ass shit. Let's throw that out there. Because what was that? I hated it. I hated it. Just, you know, full out hated it. Moving on. This one's also not new. If you know me, I talk about this one a lot because I have very strong opinions on it. And it's Katara and Aang. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Katara and Aang. Aang's 12 years old. Aang is a child. Katara's 14. Teenage girl. I've been there. I've been a teenage girl. You're trying to tell me that Katara was interested in the 12-year-old and not 16-year-old Zuko? Again, I've been a teenage girl. I can tell you for a fact I was not interested in a single 12-year-old. They were not on my radar. But who was on my radar? The 16-year-old and older boys. They were on my radar. I'm just saying, whoever wrote that, you were wrong for that. You were wrong for that because there's no way Katara didn't take one look at Zuko, 16 years old, especially like later in the series when he's like had a glow up. You know what I mean? He lost that funky ass ponytail and everything. Like he's had a glow up. You're going to tell me she didn't look at that and go, I'd rather have that? Now, I'm not going to talk about Anakin and Padme. I feel the same way. You're going to tell me Padme went for Anakin, the child, when Obi-Wan Kenobi, played by Ewan McGregor, is right there? That's craziness to me. That's craziness. That's a whole other thing, though. That's a whole other thing. But if you know me, you know Katang is not my jam. It's Zutara all the way. Zuko and Katara all the way. Anyway. This is I've got two more. I was going to say that's my last one, but I've got two more. Ted and Robin from How I Met Your Mother pissed me off. Genuinely. You're telling me I watched all of that show? All seasons? Which in retrospect is kind of a shitty show, but whatever. I watched all of that when I was in high school. Only for the mother to die. Now, I want to point you in the direction of the title, How I Met Your Mother. The show is literally about the mother. And at the end, she dies and Ted immediately looks to his children for permission to hook up with Robin. And this was such a controversial ending, if you haven't seen the show, that they had to make another one where none of that happened because people were so pissed off about it, myself included. And also Robin. We watched there was a whole season dedicated to Barney and Robin getting married. And they got divorced like in the first episode of the season right after. Make that make sense. That made no sense. Also, they were clearly better suited for each other than Ted and Robin ever were. Ted is a man-child. Pisses me off. That's all I will say. Be so fucking for real. Next. This is my actual last one. I started watching Dexter for the first time a few months ago. And season 1, loved it. Season 1 was great. I thought it was really good. Season 2 was like pulling teeth. I had a new appreciation for Deb, the sister. She became very cool all of a sudden. But Dexter and Lila, you knew it was coming because it's on sight for them. That is a couple that I'd throw hands with. Those motherfuckers. That whole season was like pulling teeth. It kind of ruined Dexter for me in a way because, like, Rita took him back way too fast. Rita took Dexter back way too fast. Spoilers. I should have said that at the beginning. Whatever. Girl, stand on business. Stand on business, girl. Now you want to get married and, like, buy a house together all of a sudden? He just cheated on you, like, not that long ago. Stand on business. Dexter, you can die. You can die for all I care. Rita's too good for you. Rita's too good for you. You and Lila should have flown to Paris or whatever and been maniacs together. That's how I feel. Leave Rita alone. She deserves a good man. Anyway. That is all I have to say on the subject. Because, to be quite frank, Dexter and Lila get me rather heated. And not in a fun way. In a, I would strangle them kind of way. That is not a threat. That is not a threat. Clearly I'm being, not real. Clearly I'm being, what is the word I'm looking for? That has escaped me. You know what I'm saying. Clearly I'm not being legit. Clearly I would not actually kill them. But I'd throw hands. Especially at Rita. Stand on business. Stand on business, girl. Driving me crazy. Anyway, yeah. Tell me about the others. You know, couples you like, couples you don't like. Please, no real people. I'm looking for, like, media, fictional couples. Yeah, tell me what you think. What do you think of my list? If you come back for a defense with, Qatar and Aang, we're going to have problems. Just kidding. Maybe. We'll see. Depends on what your defense is. Yeah, let me know. Let me know your thoughts. That's all I have for you. I have a meeting I have to get to, so I gotta go. But later. See you next week. Hopefully I'll have my juggling balls. I can show you. Bye.